Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, first rant video. Now, some of my former students will remember me going off on slightly tangenty rants. And some of the stuff I've been seeing on social media at the minute is just totally annoying and just wrong, factually and morally. One of the big things I've seen at the minute is this whole thing about X is for males and Y is for females. Now, obviously in genetics, I always used to joke on about if there's a Y, there's a guy. It's a guy, sorry. But obviously you get other mixed chromosomes and that as well. And quite frankly, I don't understand why people are so bothered about what genitalia another person has. Now, when it comes to kids' toys, does it get operated with genitalia? Now, if it is, I'm going to question where you're buying the toys from and why you're buying them for kids. But secondly, they don't. Nothing requires genitalia to operate. Now, it's the same with books. You don't read books with your bits. Now, people getting obsessed with what is in another person's pants, unless they're trying to get in those pants, which then a simple no should be enough for them to back off. Should be. Now, why is people so obsessed? Does it impact you personally? No, it does nothing to you. Now, I've met some amazing people who I don't actually know their gender. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care what's in their pants because I'm not trying to get in their pants. What genitalia they have does not affect me in one way. Anyway, so why is this obsession with it? Now, for some reason, it's a topic that keeps popping up every now and then it seems to dissipate a bit, and then it creeps back in again. And people's like, I know I'm primarily a book blogger and a booktuber, but toys and books do not require genitalia to use. Therefore, it does not matter what gender you are, whether you read the book or not. If you like it, then fine. So why is this obsession coming out again? There is so much misinformation in the world. Question where you are getting your information from. Now, I studied sciences at university, and we were always told, question your sources, question your sources. Where are you getting this information from? Who is providing this information? Why have they put out this information? When was it produced? Now, historically, transgender, non-binary is not new. It is something that has happened for entire history. The Native American people have recorded in their stories and in their histories the history of people who have two souls, where they are in the wrong, the soul is in the wrong body. That is something historical. That is not a new concept. So why are we treating people who are trans the way we are now? Okay, I can understand some of the medical argument for surgeries and the use of puberty blockers and things like that. As a plain devil's advocate, I can get that argument. But other than that, and that is from a medical point of view, not from a emotional, well, sort of, I suppose, but it's not from a societal point of view. That is from a actual physical medical aspect. I can understand there can be some issues with things like, there's been things mentioned about bone degradation, early osteoporosis, things like that, which needs looking into further. But other than that, it's none of your business. The only person whose business that is the person you are talking about. I'm quite open and quite loud, really, when it comes to things like biology and biosciences and stuff. But I don't see why there is this massive amount of misinformation coming out. Even things that I'm going to get onto one of the random videos, don't worry. Holocaust deniers. We have evidence. There is massive amounts of evidence. It happened. Vaccines do not cause autism. The study that came from, that is a whole episode in itself. Don't get me started on that former doctor who faked his evidence. there are loads of other topics coming out at the minute, but the one I'm addressing right now is, if a person is standing next to you in the room and you don't know what gender they are, so I have big boobs. I have, well, growing out long hair. I'm quite feminine in a lot of ways, so you can tell I'm female. But I've been misgendered before, which was, again, I find it quite funny. Circumstances. But context of this is, it doesn't affect you. What gender somebody else is does not affect you. Now, there's even been people saying that they wouldn't have a male gynecologist. And there was even somebody tweeted that a man should not be going into gynecology. Why not? They study just as long as a female doctor. A medical doctor is a medical doctor. Providing they have the right qualifications and the right knowledge and the right experience, fine. I have no qualms about a male nurse seeing my bits. Again, confidence. I know I'm not skinny. Not gonna happen. But that, again, does not affect other people. I can understand on some cultural levels, females not wanting to have male nurses, vice versa. I can get that. I can understand the cultural issues around that. But when it comes to what gender somebody is and they have no interaction with you, or you are just sitting next to them in a coffee shop or standing next to them in a queue in Asda, it doesn't make a difference. Like I say, things like shopping and books and toys are not operated by genitalia. Therefore, they are not gender specific. Please, people, just... we need nice things in this world. We've got so much horror going on. We've got wars, we've got massacres, we've got... And again, I'm not going to get into politics because I don't agree with things that are going on in the world. But that is a whole massive subject area that I'm not fully knowledgeable on. But when it comes to this, be nice to people. Smile at somebody. You don't know what that person's going through. I hear stories and I read stories online of people who've been kicked out by parents for being gay, being transgender. And then I hear lovely stories about elderly grandparents who are making such an effort to use the correct pronouns and the new name and things like that. And that they bring me joy. But people, don't forget, we are all human beings. We need to be nice. We need to have happiness. We need a bit of colour, a bit of fun, but not at the expense of others. Now, that was a mini rant. I'm sure any of my former students will tell you that I can go on about a lot of things, and I will, don't worry. There's a sex ed video coming up reasonably soon when I get the ball to do it. But yeah, be nice, smile at somebody. Kindness costs nothing, manners cost nothing. We need empathy. We need love in this world. And I'm not talking about shagging everybody. If that's what you want to do, fine. That's not going to affect me. But we do need people to be nice. We need those random acts of kindness. We need those... Smile at a child. Kid waves at you. Now, I can tell you, some of the biggest, hardest looking blokes I know, if a toddler hands them a toy phone, they would answer it. We don't need negativity. Be happy for somebody. That person may have been miserable for so long that they are starting to find their joy in life. And then it's some random know-it-all little darling decides to try and make them miserable for no reason. What does that get you? Be nice, people. Be kind. Do something nice for somebody else. Give a compliment, a smile. Just say hi. You never know what that might change.